Good day mga idol, welcome back to another episode of InvestFlix. On this episode, we're going to discuss how to invest mutual funds using Colfinancial. Okay, so let's log in first. So, itong account na to is normally ginagawa natin dito, nagbabay tayo ng mga individual stocks. Pero aside from that, you can also invest mutual funds using this platform. So, yung mga individual stocks, ito kunyari si dito, promote ko na din, di ba? Ano, dito, the third telco. But it's a CME Holdings Corp yung pangalan niya. Anyway, mutual funds, pasok tayo doon. And then, first of all, you can look at the list of their funds by clicking this one. And then, makikita nyo rin dito yung call risk rating legend. 1 is the lowest, 8 is the highest. So, for example, etong si Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund Inc. under equity fund type. So, yung risk rating niya 8. So, pinakamataas yun. Whereas, yung ito namang ALFM Money Market Fund, 1 yung risk rating niya. So, pinaka-lowest yan na risk. Okay? Yung sa middle naman, mga 4-5, hanap natin. Ito, Balance Fund, that's 5 yung rating niya. Okay, Sun Life naman, ito, 4. Sun Life Prosperity GS Fund, so mga government securities. So, in this table, pwede nyo rin makita dito yung fund fact sheet, prospectus, and yung sariling gawa ng call na fact sheet. And then, ang important thing details pala dito, bago makalimutan, yung fund code, kailangan nyo din tandaan yan. Kasi pag mag-execute na tayo ng trade or bibili na tayo ng isang mutual fund, ita-type nyo itong, or ilalagay nyo itong fund code. Alright? So, sample lang tayo, no? Tignan natin itong si Phil Equity Fund na fund fact sheet. Yan. So, ganyan yung makikita nyo. Makikita nyo yung top 10 holdings. Number 1 si SM Prime, number 2 Ayala Land. So, ayan yung top 10 holdings niya. 91% equities, and this fund also has 9% cash equivalent. So, medyo healthy din yung fund niya. And then, makikita nyo rin dito yung launch date or incorporation date. So, February 21, 1994. Minimum initial investment is 1,000. Minimum top up or additional investments 500 pesos. Holding period is 90 days. 1% redemption fee for early redemption fee. Lahat ng mga importante or basic na details makikita nyo dito sa fund fact sheet. Even the historical performances, makikita nyo yan. Okay? So, ang isa nyo pang pwedeng tignan din, start natin to. Itong choose the right fund for you. Itong table na to, so mas makikita nyo rito yung overall performance ng bawat fund in terms of ranking. So, for example, meron dito, ito yung classification na may money market fund, may bond fund, balance fund, and then equity fund, even the index fund are here also. Tignan natin tong mga performances nila. Siyempre, as we all know, no, nag-plummet yung market natin because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, makikita nyo talaga yung equity funds. Year-to-date wise na performance, ito, year-to-date wise, pulang-pula siya. So, majority of them, all of them are down right now. And then, makikita nyo rin dito, meron tayong since inception date na performance, historical performance, na PS or net asset value per share. And on a technical side, nandito rin yung standard deviations, Sharpe ratio, management fee, expense ratio, tracking error, and fund size. Fund size times 1 million yan. Okay? Itong numbers na to, times 1 million. Okay. So, ayun. So, magpo-focus muna tayo dito sa equity fund na to, itong mga funds. Tignan natin sila, no? Ang pinakamalaking bagsak dito, itong Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund, which is 33.29% yung down niya. Pero, to cut the long story short, kung papapiliin mo ako dito, gusto ko tong Phil Equity Fund, mainly because dun sa technicalities pagdating sa Sharpe ratio. Anyway, just to give additional information, so sabi nga nila, no, excellent returns do not reflect excellent investments. So, pagdating sa ganung wisdom, kailangan mo rin tignan talaga yung technicalities. Although, hindi naman siya sobrang laking factor, pero it can also play a role pagdating dun sa investments mo. So, yung Sharpe ratio niya is positive 0.16. Siya lang yung positive dyan. And just to explain na rin tong standard deviation Sharpe ratio, medyo technical kasi yan. So, etong si Sharpe ratio, no, pag titignan natin by definition, is a measure of spread along with the mean. It allows us to determine whether the value is extremely significant or part of expected variation. So, ayun, nakakadugo ng ilong, di ba? May formula pa yan na x minus x bar squared mo divided by n minus 1, the square root. So, yung analogy na lang natin para dito kay standard deviation. So, yung parang, ano kasi siya parang measure of spread. So, tinitignan whether yung spread na yon is pasok dun sa expected variation or significant yung amount na yun or yung spread na yun. So, kumbaga sa analogy, parang siyang soft drinks. Alam niyo sa production or sa manufacturing, di ba? Nagmamanufacture kayo ng soda. So, merong certain levels dun sa can na yun na pasok sa standard nyo. Kapag sobrang mababa siya, let's say kalahati, hindi siya pasok sa standard. So, gagawa ulit sila ng bago. Pero yung weight or yung ounce or yung level nung soda sa loob, hindi naman yan sobrang pantay-pantay. Merong certain variations na pasok dun sa mean nila o dun sa average, which is, let's say for example, 120 ounce, minsan 118 or 122, which is pasok pa rin. Okay? So I hope malinaw yun. And then yung sa Sharpe ratio naman, ang definition nito, measures that indicates the average return minus the risk-free return divided by the standard deviation of return of an investment. So, nakakadugo talaga ng ilong, di ba? Yung formula yan, average return of a portfolio minus returns of a risk-free asset divided by standard deviation. So, para mas madali intindihin yung analogy dan, parang yung fund manager kasi dito, how much yung tinitake niyang risk para makakuha ng certain returns. So, sa analogy ko dyan, no, bigay tayo ng example. Unang example natin is yung isang ice cream vendor, yung dirty ice cream. Magbebenta ng ice cream sa labas. Ang goal niya makakumita ng 3,000 pesos. And then yung isang tao naman, isang stock trader, nasa loob siya ng bahay. Ang goal niya rin, kumita ng 3,000 pesos within the day. Yun yung parehas nila. So parang si ice cream vendor fund A, si stock trader fund B. Now, yung situation, under meron tayong pandemic, COVID-19. So, parehas sila magte-take ng risk, di ba? Okay. So, kunyari, ang nangyari, parehas silang kumita ng 3,000 pesos at the end of the day. Pero, pag uwi nila, let's say, no, parehas kumita ng 3,000 parehas. Si stock trader, kumita siya without going out, hindi siya nag-take too much risk by going outside. Whereas itong si ice cream vendor na fund A, kumita siya ng 3,000, pero nagkaroon siya ng exposure outside. So, may chance or may probability na magkaroon siya ng COVID. So, anyway, itong standard deviation ng mga percentage dito kay equity fund. So, lahat yan, pasok pa yan or fall under one standard deviation of the mean. Okay? And then, pagdating naman dito kay Sharpe ratio, yun yan, nag-stand out sa akin tong green. Siya lang yung positive dyan. Yung kay Phil Equity Fund. And pagdating naman sa tracking error, anyway, bago ko pala makalimutan, sa Sharpe ratio, the higher the number, mas okay yun for the fund. The positive or the higher the number. Okay? That's why nag-stand out sa akin si Phil Equity Fund. Pagdating naman dito kay tracking error, baliktad. The lower the number, the better for the fund. Okay? Yung tracking error naman, ito yung pag-track nila sa benchmark. So, by definition, ang definition kasi ng tracking error is the divergence between the price behavior of a position or a portfolio and the price behavior of a benchmark. So, dito, the lower the number, the better. So, meaning, mas natatrack mo yung model mo or yung benchmark kapag mas mababa yung number dito sa tracking error. Kapag mataas naman, it means baliktad. Okay? So, yun. Pupunta na tayo sa execution. So, restart lang natin to. Punta tayo sa fund information. Kanina, sinabi ko, di ba, pwede kayo bumili sa pamamagitan ng fund code. Yung Phil Equity Fund na yun, ito yung code niya. XPEEQ. Tinignan natin kanina yan. So, dito makikita nyo yung details. Launch date, January 2, 1995. Minimum initial contribution or minimum account opening amount, 1,000 pesos. Additional contribution or minimum top-up, 500 pesos. Management fee, 1.5%. Wala siyang front-end fee tsaka back-end fee. Minimum holding period, 90 days. Take note. And then for early redemption fee is 1%. So, meaning, pag nag-redeem ka, on or before 90 days, merong charges ng 1% aside dun sa management fee. Okay? So, kailangan nyo lalagay mo ito yung mga funds na willing ka to invest in the long run. So, punta na tayo sa execution. Okay. So, makikita nyo dito yung graph. And another fund fact sheet, and prospectus. Makikita nyo ulit. Invest. Okay? So, lalagay nyo lang dito yung amount. Let's say, for example, 100,000 or 10,000 or 1,000 kasi yun lang naman yung minimum niya. Pag click nyo yung preview order, and then manghihingi lang siya ng password, yung Colfinancial password nyo, and then ma-execute na siya. So, ayun mga idol, ganun lang siya. So, ilalog out na natin na si Colfinancial. Okay? So, log off. So, before I end my video, I would like to have some parting words. This one is from one of my idols, Peter Lynch din. So, sinabi niya, equity mutual funds are the perfect solution for people who want to own stocks without doing their own research. So, yun lang mga idol, that's it. Have a nice day.